Changing settings is only going to make you worse, and it's something that we need to try to avoid at all costs because it is going to tear away our consistency and make us start overthinking and just create a whole bunch of other problems that I'm going to talk about in today's video. We're going to talk about why changing settings, why changing sensitivity, resolution, all this stuff is just bad for you overall and is going to create bad habits that are going to affect your gameplay. Make sure to check out all the channels on my video, guys. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Every single day we'll be posting stuff. So yeah, let's get right into it though. So why is changing settings bad? Why? But Kojo, it makes me feel fresh. It makes me feel like I'm playing a new game. It makes me happy. You're just tricking your mind into believing that, right? If you are a solid player, you know, and you're confident in your own abilities, you're going to understand that these changes are only going to help you in the very, very short term, because it is going to create a much deeper problem with your game, and it's going to make it so that you feel like every single time something is going wrong, it's because of your settings, right? Like, oh, he peeked me long. I would have killed him if I was on native. I would have killed him if I was on this sensitivity. You know, oh, I would have killed him if I was on this view model. I can't spray. Whatever it is, trust me, it's in your own head, because I've dealt with it too, right? I have been notorious for this when I was going up through the scene and getting, you know, better and better as a player. I was constantly just changing my settings when I felt like I was losing, right? When I just wasn't playing as good as I could. And you know what that does? It just makes me play even worse, right? When I went through slumps and when I went through some of the worst moments in my own personal performance and stuff throughout my career, it's because I'm so inconsistent and want to change everything. I want to change it. Oh, this crosshair sucks. Oh, this view model sucks. Oh, you know, this setting is why I'm losing. This setting is why. It's the bad mindset to have, and it's only going to make your slump even worse, right? Guys, there's a reason when you're absolutely destroying and you're playing well that you're not trying to change settings, right? When you're dropping 30 kills in a game, are you thinking in your head, hey, bro, I should change settings? No, remind yourself on how good you are, and, you know, that the fact that you don't need to do this. Now, I will recognize there is absolutely a time and place to change settings. There is, guys, there is, because some of you are playing on just absolutely atrocious settings that you had no clue what you were doing, and they actually are detrimental to you, right? So when I'm talking about changing settings and stuff, I'm talking about for those of you guys that are generally just playing on normal settings, normal ranges, like resolutions. Whatever resolution you choose, I think you should stay to it, right? As long as you're not on some stupid resolution that no pro uses, nobody uses, then I think you should stick on it, guys. Let's take a look through here. If you're on 1280 by 960 and you think you're struggling, just stay on it. If you're on native, if you're on 1920 by 1080, stay on it, right? You know, if you're on Alicia's res, whatever, the 1680 by 1050, just stay on it. Just choose a resolution and stay on it. Trust me, it's going to make you better. And like I said, even pros struggle with this. Pros are always changing their resolutions and stuff. And trust me, they don't want to either. It's not something they're happy about either, and they know how bad it is. So don't get that confused because, oh, Kojo, pros change settings, pros change resolutions. Yes, I understand that. But they change it out of the same bad habits that I have, right? The same bad habits that like every person is facing. That's why they do it, because they trick themselves into believing that's why. So just recognize that, like, you know, any resolution you play on, any sensitivity, as long as it's within a decent range as far as your sensitivity, your resolution, as long as it's within a reasonable range, then you are going to be perfectly fine, right? No need to overthink it, right? Because it's true, there's going to be situations. Say you're on a super low sense. Say you play on extremely low sense, right? And you might be absolutely farming one game because your low sensitivity is helping you out, right? It's helping you get the tracking and hitting these headshots. But then the next game, maybe the other team is just jumping around like maniacs and double swinging you and doing all these things. So you're like, bro, my low sensitivity is why I couldn't kill him there, right? And then the very next game you play, you're on high sensitivity because you thought that was the fix to your problems. And they're jiggling you, they're fighting you from long distances, and it's so hard for you because your sensitivity is 1,000,000 miles per hour, and you're not used to it. So then in your mind, you're like, bro, my sensitivity is too high. I need to switch back to what I was on, right? So no matter what situation you're in, there's going to be advantages and disadvantages, and it's just always going to shift and depend on what, you know, environment you're in. And that's why it's important, guys, when you are on, you know, a low sensitivity or a high sensitivity, you figure out what angles work best for you, what fights are the best for you and give you the highest chance to win, and start taking those fights, guys, and practice the ones you're bad at, right? I would much rather stay on the same sensitivity forever and get used to that feeling. Because guess what? Especially sensitivity, guys, this is what it is. It's how much am I going to move my mouse in real life, and how much is that going to move around on the map. So for me, I know I can move my mouse here, and it's going to be, you know, hold short like that, right? And I can move it here, and then we go back like this. So moving your mouse back and forth is a really good exercise to see how far, you know, and get connected to your sensitivity, right? So you can do that by just shooting each wall, choose a wall and just shoot each side of it and practice like that. And you're going to notice how you can build consistency and get better through doing this, right? You're not going to build that when you're constantly changing. Yours, instead of what mine looked like right there, yours is going to look like, you're going to try to do this and you're going to look like a fool because you're just changing settings all the time. So just don't, because it's not going to be good, and it's just going to drain your mental well-being. And like I said, guys, that's gonna contribute to burnout. That's gonna contribute to you hating this game because you're constantly feeling like you're not good enough, right? Instead, stay on the same settings, stay on the same, you know, stuff like that, so that you can know you're not good enough because of like who you are, right? Because trust me, your settings aren't gonna make or break how good of a player you are. They're not, right? Sure, you might miss out on some crazy flick, you know, maybe you're an opper, you're gonna miss out on some insane flick or something, but truly the reason you're not ranking up and truly the reason you're not getting better is not because of your settings. It's not, guys, trust me. It is because of how you are playing, right? It's because of how you are positioned and how you, where you're at, what you're doing, right? How you're rotating, you know, your communication. These are really going to be the things that are going to determine if you're ranking up or not. Your sensitivity and settings shouldn't be that big of a deal, right? Say you're holding mid doors and a T peeks into you, right? A T side peeks into you. You should be positioned well enough where your settings don't matter. He's literally just peeking into you and you just shoot. You just click, right? 80% of your kills, you know, 75, 80% of your kills could be like that, right? And then your settings don't matter. If you're just a smart enough player and you know how to rotate, you know how to position and do that, your settings really become not that important because you're using your brain, you're using your positioning, you're using this instead of relying on your stupid aim that will hit insane flicks and do all this stuff. I'd rather have a player that knows how to position and we can work on his aim and getting him consistent, and versus some insane aimer that will just b-hop around and just, you know, not know what he's doing. Because like, even guys, like a player like Monesi, you might watch Monesi and be like, bro, he's insane, he's just running around doing everything. Bro, his positioning is insane. It's crazy. His positioning is what allows him to hit these crazy shots, not his settings. He could be playing on whatever settings he chose and he will still be just as insane of a player. So your settings are not what is going to make or break how good you are. There's players that play on insane settings, like Fasher. He uses inverted mouse. So when he moves his mouse to one side, in game it goes the other way. So if he moves his mouse this way, it goes like that. Like this, boom. It's crazy. It doesn't matter what you play on, guys. Just choose your settings. I do have a settings video on my channel. It's my most popular video. You can check that out. But don't just copy everything I have. Really just find what works for you and stay to it, stick to it, and don't change. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know a lot of you aren't going to like hearing this message because you like changing settings, but truly it's something you need to hear. So thank you all for the support. It's been amazing. I'll catch you guys all later. Have a good day. Peace out.